Hello and welcome.
And welcome.
I'm KJ and this is Swali over here.
Hello, everybody.
You're listening to UnMaddening, where we unpack the madness of society one painstaking word at a time.
Very, very painstaking. I tell you.
Today's word is confirmation, which means the act of confirming something or the state of being confirmed. Our example today: high unemployment figures were further confirmation that the economy was in recession. Our economy's not in recession.
No, it never has been.
Lies. Similar words to confirmation include corroboration. This one's awesome. Verification. Very popular one that we see used frequently online. I think the use of the word confirmation in this instance was like to deviate from the overuse of verification because they used it so much.
I think there's
in the
some kind
last
of
few years.
corroboration going on there.
I reckon, yeah.
We'll get into that.
They don't want us to fall into a pit of misinformation or disinformation because we've seen the term confirmation being used in something. So
There's also corroboration in that as well.
more
It's
words,
never ending.
more associated with confirmation. We've got proof, testimony, endorsement, authentication, justification, and certification.
They're all great words that go along with the theme of confirmation today.
Yes, well, they are synonyms, and that's kind of what we're trying to do here, Swals. Yes,
I get it. I'm just ranting.
Okay. The opposite of confirmation is disconfirmation, as in denial, a refusal to confirm the truth of a statement. Example, an official disconfirmation of the rumours that the military was planning an invasion. Disclaimer here. These examples, I'm not writing them. They just are literally what comes up underneath the words when you look at the definitions of them. They just happen to be really poignant and perfect for
I'm right on the
what
edge
we're
of a
talking
rant
about.
here. You are baiting me. I'm right on the edge of a
I'm
rant.
not trying to. Disconfirmation is effectively a denial, a rejection, or a negation or rebuttal. But today we're
Or
talking
an
about
unwillingness to comply.
we're talking about confirmation, and we have some Urban Dictionary definitions related to confirmation, such as confirmation bias, which is the natural human tendency to hold opinions that agree with one's own point of view as more valuable than opinions that do not. How dare you? Rude.
No free thinkers here.
You have also the confirmation deflector. These are words used to
You
avoid
from the government?
words used to avoid completely and confidently confirming something. Okay, so do we use a confirmation deflector to get around our topic here, or should we just go like whole hog?
Just go into it. I'm
Get
just
in it?
on the edge of a rant here.
Okay, I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the current news. Current news with confirmation. So we've got the definitions in our arsenal. Let's talk about what's going on with the word confirmation right now, today. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and our delightful e-safety commissioner Julie Immigrant, they have dropped their age confirmation social media vibe. And we found
It's
this.
been dropped for a while, but they've just
But they
gone
actually,
full hog on
They
right
implemented it, yes, because
Yep.
we jumped on. You were going to look at something on Marketplace using Facebook.
now. Yeah, I
As
just
you
like
do.
having a browse.
Yeah, and you were asked for the confirmation. We'll get into that later. Oh, when I was Googleizing today, I found what Julie Immigrant's salary is. Her annual salary is over $410,000.
Has that been confirmed?
I don't know. That
Is
might be
there- is
confirmation
there-
bias. My bad.
I just want to have a little bit of video evidence about that.
The Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, his annual salary, because I was interested after I saw Julie Immigrant's pop up in the thing, 622K plus. Ouch. Just a little
There's
side note,
not
FYI.
a lot of difference. If you look at percentage-wise, there's not a huge difference between that enormously ridiculous salary and the other enormous ridiculous salary for... And she gets paid that to do nothing but to...
Oh, she's not
push-
doing nothing.
oh, well,
She's
yeah.
doing plenty.
Nothing-
Oh, my goodness.
Nothing good.
No, nothing. I'm not suggesting that it's good stuff that she's doing, but she's got a lot of things going on. A lot of pies, a lot of fingers in places in said pies, is moving all the bits and
Yes.
pieces
Oh, I've got some
around.
information on that. I'll get into that.
Yeah, all right. But Albanese has been talking about this for years. This whole confirmation of social media access, etc.
Under the vise of we will protect you. And, you know.
I found an article from August 2023 on the Minister Infrastructure Government website, which said the Albanese government has today published the e-safety commissioners, that's Julie, her roadmap for the commish. They had published the commissioner's roadmap for age verification and complementary measures. Another great word.
Complementary.
Doesn't feel very complimentary. Don't think they support each other very well there.
Here's some complimentary invasion of privacy. It's complimentary. It's free.
Underneath that one was a Guardian article from September of 2024 stating, as the Albanese government pledges a ban, age verification trials in the UK and US show possible hurdles and privacy concerns.
You think?
No, of course not.
Come on now.
Then another article from the Information Age on the ACS.org website, which was breaking down data from the short term is SRC, but it's actually the Australian National University's Social Research Centre, the SRC, which includes the following not frightening phrases: significant trust and security concerns from Australian consumers about age assurance technologies. SRC's research found around 89% of adults and 90% of children supported the use of age assurance technologies, but also found there were clear concerns about implementation.
Is there confirmation on those statistics, or are they just
You have to read the article.
No.
You can find it on the Googleizer. It's very easy.
Well, that's confirmed then, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's true.
Google said so.
It's truth. It's just I found it online, so it's fact. Yeah,
of course.
Australians may be forced to use to access social media, including using government IDs to verify age, biometric systems to estimate age, or data about online activity or shopping to infer age. That's really ambiguous. Interestingly enough.
I mean, this is an agenda they've been pushing for a long time, digital identity.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, and what better way to, train everyone to be reliant on social media? And
well, the last training
there's
went
a lot
super
of mental
well.
health illnesses that go along with social media. So now, if you need this, comply.
Furthermore, in that article, it stated that 77% of adults surveyed were very concerned, finger quotes, very concerned, about privacy and security issues surrounding age assurance technologies, with around half very concerned about their accuracy. Privacy and security concerns were most prevalent among women and families with children, the research found, which were amplified by past experiences with data breaches. I've had a few of them the last few years, hey, like with banks and lenders and the like, where they've had these data breaches.
Yeah, it's because of a very secure system that we have in place.
Apparently, 52% of the adults that were surveyed have actually experienced a data breach. So they're coming at it from like a space of,
I don't believe it.
See how this goes wrong.
They're all conspiracy theorists and, anti-vaxxers.
I did also, earlier today, I read that the eSafety Commissioner has developed another code which is going to force search engine age checks by the end of the year. In addition to like the social media access ones, there'll be like to access search engines.
Exactly what I was saying. They've trained us to be reliant on all this. And,
yes, be a good little sheepy.
Bah.
Anyways, so we've established it's not a new thing.
No.
But we are now in it. So let's actually check it out. Let's see at a glance via the ever reliable Google AI answer generator of, what does this mean? Tell me. The source of all truth. What is age confirmation? Okay, also known as age verification, is the process of confirming a person's age, often to restrict access to age-restricted content or services. Sidebar, of course, we don't think that young people should be viewing content that isn't appropriate for
No,
them.
of course
but
not. Of course not.
I'm pretty confident
Nor
in my
should
desire
online
that the
bullying take
parents
place,
are the
but-
ones that are to be policing that in their own homes, not the government.
Yes,
Moving on.
100%.
This can be done through various methods,
I don't think we
including
should move on from that. I think we should grab a hold of that because there's no way that there's always too much government involvement in things. I'm for free speech and, free thought. That's why this podcast is what it is.
Yep.
Is just encouraging people to be free thinkers.
Yes.
But there is no way that the government should be telling you how to think and what to do.
Or telling my child.
Well,
Or your
telling
child.
you
Telling
how-
anybody's child.
Telling you how to parent your child. Should
Yeah.
you not be parenting your child correctly? Then maybe that's where the government steps in. But we've seen from, and I won't get into it because it will instantly black flag that I have the E-Commissioner knocking on my door. But we've seen when the government steps in and does that in previous things where they don't deem, oh, well, you can't raise your children that way.
Yeah.
Then we've had a whole generation that was misplaced, shall we say.
Yes, indeed. But also, let's not pretend that they're only trying to police the young people here. The concept of the digital identity is not just so we can protect the kids, protect the children.
It's deeper
It's
than
for
that.
everybody.
It's deeper than that. You wait until I
So
get into my rant.
It's like that concept we've seen recently of if you don't agree with this, you don't care about your fellow man. It's the same. Yes. Anyway, continuing.
Yeah, go on.
This age confirmation can be done through various methods, including identity documents. So, upload your passport, your birth certificate, give them all that stuff. Biometric data or age estimation technology, which I would be terrified to use, not just because I think this is disgraceful, but what if it said that I looked older than what I was? I'd be so offended. Methods of age confirmation: identity documents, proper government IDs like your driver's license and your passport, facial recognition, or this one, age estimation technology, which employs AI algorithms to analyze photos or videos to predict age, third-party verification. Oh my goodness. The purpose of this age confirmation, allegedly, is to, first and foremost, is for protecting minors.
Which is not a bad thing to hold to. Yeah, that's good, but that's not what it's about.
No. It's next. It's for accessing age-restricted content to be done appropriately, preventing fraud, hilarious, and complying with regulations. The fourth little dot point that they slide in there:
Which one's
complying
that
with
one?
regulations.
Was that from the...
It's the purpose of age
the
confirmation.
purpose of it.
Yeah. Meeting legal requirements for age verification in certain industries or contexts, but just those terms, complying with regulations.
Well, that is even written on the website that I looked into when
The
I saw
Yoti
it.
thing?
Yeah.
That was the next thing I was going to mention.
Yeah, go on then. You mentioned that. That's
So,
comply.
well, the one that you came across that you first flagged, right, they're actually doing it. They've figured out a way to pass it through. It's happening, was through Facebook, which is Meta. And so then you looked into it, yeah?
Yep.
And you found that website Yoti, which says we use Yotis, not to be confused with Yeti, okay? We're not talking about the awesome thermos makers. They're cool,
Well,
as far as I know.
it may as well be a Yeti walking in the snow.
YOTI. Yoti's technology estimates your age from a video selfie. Yoti is a company that specializes in age verification while maintaining privacy. And then they had those slogans on the website, which was so 1984, it was mental. I was like, hang on, what did you just say?
Yeah.
What did you say? I wrote it down. Beat fraud, be compliant.
Comply.
Whoa.
Well, that sort of reminds me of 2021. Comply.
So I looked up the Yoti Meta relationship, and then underneath where those related questions pop up that I love, I'm sure many people are asking this related question, is the Meta age verification legit? And then it said, why is Facebook asking me to verify my age? The answer for this one began with, to help keep our community safe. Why is they asking me to keep your community safe? They spent how many years screaming at you that you must be keeping your community safe? And this is, like you just said before, it's just yet another step in that. Oh, if you care about young people and you care about their safety, then you'll do what the E-Commissioner says
Yeah.
And just
It's fear tactics. And I mean, and this is not fear tactics. This is probably you just pick one statement, which is a lot of politics do that, is pick a statement that you think everyone will agree with and get them to comply under the vise of this is what we're doing. And exactly how they did it in 2021. Exactly the same thing. Well, you're going to make everyone sick. If
Yeah.
you don't do this,
you're
you don't do
guilted
this.
into it and you're bullied into it. Obey and shut your mouth. Do
And-
it
and
so we
if
can
you-
collect your data
And if you
we,
don't
we won't
age
store it
verify,
incorrectly.
then you're a non-verifier. You're
Yes. The little verification tick beside your name, like all the people who were changing
you're
their
an
profile pictures.
anti-verifier.
Well, like during COVID, it was all these ticks. I had my COVID vaccine. People were changing their profile pictures to have like little banner that was provided by Meta at the time to like, oh, you show your support for getting vaccinated, and it'd be this tick of I got vaccinated.
Yeah, a lot of people that did that as well. They weren't doing that because that's how they felt, and they felt that they were just sufficiently coerced.
In this instance, though, because it's like if you don't do the age verification, you can't access any of these social media things.
Yeah,
So
100% coerced.
yeah, but even these people that do choose to add their special fancy, I'm so awesome, I verified my age and get their lovely little green tick over their faces, nobody that didn't comply and didn't swallow the pill will see your tick because they won't be on there.
But if you're that involved in social media and you have an illness where a lot of people do from social medias where they have to have the likes and they have to have that,
Oh, yeah.
that tick will mean a lot to them.
Yeah.
And the fact that if you pull that away from them, they'll just lose the plot.
But the people that you're trying to influence by having the tick yourself, they're not going to see it. And it's done under this marketing strategy of youth protection, which I would love to know if anybody actually believes that that is what has motivated all of this. Are there any people that have heard this strategy and genuinely believed, yes, this is going to protect our young people? I can't see it myself. Or one more related question.
How is my face being viewed by an app or an AI machine,
By the Yoti?
by the Yoti, by the Yeti in the sky, going to protect people? How is that going to protect people?
It isn't.
Is being an attentive parent, that's what's going to protect your children. But it's been taken away from you. You can't do that.
No, you're not allowed. You're not doing a good enough job, or you're not doing it the way they want you to do it, and they're not collecting enough of your information.
It's bigger, like I said, that's bigger than that.
Well, they make everybody completely dependent and what's the term? Addicted to these sorts of
But that's what I was
resources, and then remove it from you unless you jump through this hoop.
Yeah.
It's like it's cool.
They
but
even
please,
trialed.
can
They
you see
even
it?
trialed at the beginning of the year where TikTok all of a sudden went offline, and everyone
Oh,
was
the United States. Yeah,
yeah,
that was a States thing, wasn't it?
yeah.
He said, no, I'm not doing it. And then next minute, I think it was like 12 hours later, it was back on again.
Yeah. And everyone was like, oh, TikTok, and they're crying. And
Yeah.
it was just, oh my goodness.
Shameful. One more question underneath that thread that I was reading was, is it worth paying for meta verification? And the highlighted answer amongst all the others was a verified status can significantly enhance your brand's reputation.
Oh.
Like, well, if that's what it's all about for you, if your brand's reputation is enhanced because you have just agreed to do whatever you're told to do, like, good on you.
Enhanced under whose belief?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. Have a free thought for yourself.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey.
Oh, well.
Oh,
just
sorry, you're going to
about-
rant before I
Just talking
deviate.
about people paying for these metadata. If you have a look at that, what it costs to
I haven't looked.
I had a quick look at what the Yachty thing was and how much each verification.
I'm sorry, for
costs.
the Facebook one, you have to pay for it.
No, you don't have to pay for it,
Oh, okay.
but they do charge for it. They're not going to do it for free.
They charge Facebook for it? They charge
Well,
Meta for it?
I would say they'd be charging our government, but
They're charging somebody.
But what they charge for businesses is 28 cents per verification. Now, I'm
Okay.
sure the government has worked out some amazing deal.
Loophole.
But this company will be making an extreme amount of money from our government. Not only just saying what the commissioner is earning 451,000. I think he said
422, I think I said, yeah, something like that. A lot,
a
plus.
lot of money. And why spend this amount of money to thought police people.
I
And
was going to move past this, but I just want to circle back to something you said there. I'm sure the government have worked out a deal. Why are you so sure that the government would have worked out a deal to pay like a lesser amount of money for these verifications?
Because I'm a
They don't-
conspiracy theorist.
No, because they don't care how much they're
No.
spending. They've got your money coming in their pockets left,
Well, I
right, and
think-
centre.
I
They
think
don't
they'd
care how
be-
much it costs. They're not worried about it being done on the cheap. They're just worried about the agenda of having it done, whatever the cost,
Well-
including your privacy, your safety, your right to parent your children. They'll take it all, they'll spend the money, and then they'll ask you to pay it back in your taxes and your great grandbaby's taxes.
Yeah.
Nonsense. They're
100%.
not striking up any deals.
Well, I was looking at like why would they spend this kind of money and why, and so I got into a bit of a dive and I had a look, and Sky News had a very good article on it, and it sort of delves into our e-safety commissioner. For starters, not an Australian citizen normally.
No, she's
maybe a citizen.
She is because
but
she's been here for
she's
like
been
20
here for
years.
20
She married
years,
an
yeah.
Australian bloke,
Yeah.
so she is Australian via
But
that.
from America, apparently used to work for X and had a bit of a
Okay.
fallout with Musk.
Right, I didn't know that.
Now I'm not verifying any of this, or because I'll have her knocking on my door tomorrow. Should
I mean,
should
I'd love
any
to have a
offence
chat
be
with her, so I
taken.
don't mind if that's the case.
But there was a good article on maybe delving into why they're pushing these e-safety rules on us.
Yes.
And I think it delves more into political agendas when you look at it. Of course, getting the masses to comply.
Yeah.
But there's also some thought policing and agenda pushing in there. So I mean,
Not
you
surprising.
can go and look at the Sky News.
Oh, if you just punched in Sky News and Julia McGrant,
Yeah.
you'd get the it was a
But
video.
there was a
wasn't
bit of
it,
a
with
back
old
and
mate?
forth with this place called GARM, which I'll have a look at Garnham as well. But when I
GARM?
looked GARM, GARM, so it's
Okay.
the global
Association
global alliance.
Alliance.
Yes, anything with global in it. Like, I mean, obviously, why have we not learnt our lesson with the World Health? And anything that's like a one world conglomerate is never a good thing. But this is called the Global Alliance for Responsible Media. Now, apparently,
Right.
they've since been disbanded.
Oh,
But I was looking at that and I was like, when I looked up to try and make sure I got the acronym correct,
okay.
I looked up something else, and the first thing that AI told me about
About GARM.
Garm was a powerful hound or wolf in Norse mythology.
Norse mythology.
Norse mythology,
Right.
often depicted as guarding the entrance to the underworld, hell.
Oh,
And
They didn't
apparently
think
he's
that one through
associated
before
with
they labelled
Helm's
it?
realm and Ragnarok, the end of the world, where he's prophesied to break free and fight alongside the giants against the gods. I was like, oh. Well, here's our global alliance.
maybe they named it correctly. Maybe they really actually were like, oh, that's
well.
so funny. Like they're giggling to themselves in the boardroom of, oh, what should we call ourselves? Oh, this is a term that lines up with that acronym. That'd be hilarious. We'll chuckle to ourselves about it while everyone
It just
complies
made
with
me
our regulations.
chuckle about it. But yeah, so I mean, I was looking at that, but you should go and look into it. It was James drops his truth bomb.
From Sky News.
But yes, but apparently there's been discussions with e-safety commissioner and GARM, where she's sort of spoken to them about pushing this whole thing, and I'm so glad you've contacted us.
Oh, yeah.
And the most important thing was to push a political agenda. It's definitely worth a look into it, but the biggest thing was trying to stifle free speech.
Yeah.
To make sure that the political agenda was pushed, and
Yeah.
it's definitely 100% a leftist ideology that's being pushed. The statement around here, this is what really got me.
From the Sky News fella?
Yeah.
Or you mean from
no,
the
this is
emails
this is from
Julia McGrant
this is from
and the
Rob
GARM?
Rockwitz, and it said it would be great to line up together around our shared agenda.
I love that they actually use the
Well,
word.
they're not mincing around the
No,
word here.
well, they're assuming that it's a private email because they've got so many cool safety policies in place to keep all their information private. Like, they're not even working for their own email interactions that they want to be in code and not have the general public read
This is
their
the
emails.
great
And
thing
look,
about America.
we found
They've
it.
got a right, an amendment right to free information and free
Yeah,
speech,
yeah,
and that's brilliant. Well,
how's that working
nothing
for you?
you say is that. Well, this is what they're trying to push. Is to trying to regulate it around the outside of
Yeah,
the regulations that they already have in place.
yeah.
So you need someone to regulate the regulators of the regulations. But yes,
Done ranting?
I'm not going to rant too further. I could go into that forever, but give it a little sniff of it. Go look at it for yourself.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth a look into, and be a free thinker and have a look at it. It's more than just what they're selling to you.
Yes.
It's never what they're selling to you. There's always an underhanded.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's not just the
portion in
packaging.
place. No.
What's going on the inside? What's going on in the underground?
Well, yeah,
Definitely.
you open up a box of Fruit Loops and it's not Fruit Loops. It's tiny teddies.
Wow. Oh, I used to like tiny teddies.
Yeah.
Okay, before we finish for today,
Go on
vintage
then.
culture appreciation is to do with the game Spotlight. Do you remember Spotlight?
Yes, I do.
You
Yes.
do. In case you don't know, Spotlight is a game where one person who is like the spotter has a torch or a flashlight, for those of you not from Australia, and you use the torch to find people within a parameter. So you have like a designated area and your spotter with the torch that counts down and not looking, and everybody else has to hide in that area, and the spotter uses the torch to find the people that are hiding. So you play it at night.
Yep.
You play it when you're camping. You play it when you're out on the
Well, that's
farm
when
and
I
you're
used to
like
play
you're in the
camping.
dark and you're
No-
doing your thing. Once you get found, you join in with the torch bearing spotter person
Like a prisoner.
to well no, because you team up. So now you have numerous people that are looking for everybody else.
You have
And the-
complied.
It's a last man standing is the winner.
Mm-hmm.
Or until a time limit is reached, it says in my notes there. But it's like I don't recall there ever being a time limit factor. Maybe some people are really good hiders. It still gets played at like your youth camps and those kinds of things, which is awesome. It reminds me of tents and a bonfire and starry skies and just giggling and eating marshmallows and having an awesome time with cool people.
Well, when we used to go camping out in the woods, we would have a large group and we would play Spotlight. And that was through the whole whatever national park we were in. It was just all go.
Yeah.
So I suppose the time limit is important, but we'd
Well,
all
maybe.
stay close because it would be quite funny to be right next to the person
So
trying to
you're the
find
reason
you.
that disclaimer is on there about there being a time limit or
No.
there being like a
Just sit
space
there
of an area that you can stay inside of because you're a troublemaker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah. The other one we used to do is Murder in the Dark, which is sort of like Spotlight, but you don't actually have a torch. So you just like some person is the quote murderer that's looking to find everybody else, but you don't have the ability to see them. So you just like wander around in the dark, and the murderer tries to secretly kill victims.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then you join in with that person to try and find everybody else. Yeah. Now that I think about that that game, Murder in the Dark, it might have been some kind of a premonition for the future of the internet and how you navigate social media and all the rest of these
You can
things
play
where
e-Karen in
you're
the
walking
dark.
around with no light whatsoever, waiting for something to murder you. And then when it does, you get sucked into its vortex. And now you, like you just said, you're captured.
Yeah.
And you walk around with them blindly looking for more victims that you can take.
That's what I just said. You could play e-Karen in the dark, where someone walks around with a phone trying to verify people.
Trying to do the facial recognition stuff to verify
And then when
everybody.
you're captured, you're part of the masses. Oh, verified.
Oh, please, free think, people. Much love. A lovely thing about Spotlight to reflect on is you will more than likely find the truth if you actually shine a light on it. So let's not play Murder in the Dark. Let's encourage everyone to actually play Spotlight.
Exactly. Have a look.
Be your own leader of Spotlight.
Yes.
Walk around with your torch. Find the truth.
Let
Maybe
your
we
light
should all give
shine.
that a go. Yes. And on that note, that was fun.
Of course, it's always fun.
Love having a rant. Thank you for listening. We'll catch you next time. Until then, God bless, let the lights shine, and peace out.
Be free thinkers. This content is for informational purposes only and should not be considered as professional advice. We're not safety commissioners, digital authenticators, pastors, or politicians. You are not more likely to suck less or try harder having listened to these shenanigans.